back to the show. It is now time for This Week in Anti-Semitism. As you know, the anti-Semites are watching us, so we're watching them.
That's right.
And joining us is America's sweetheart, here to give us his one-man commentary on the world, Mark Zafran, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody.
The Mark Zafran. You know, Mark, at the high holiday services that I went to, everybody in the synagogue was talking about the problems of the world, and did I tell you what they were saying? They were all saying it was Jimmy Carter's fault.
And
I said, I'm surrounded by a bunch of Mark Zafrans.
if you would, when I sent you that email that I wanted you to post on your website of the cartoon in the Post, where Jimmy Carter walked in when Obama was watching them burn the embassy, saying, "Good show."
Well, I didn't post it. I didn't post it.
Because you didn't agree with it. That's
anyway, let's get to the anti-Semitism, shall we? America's sweetheart is right here. Let's start with Iran. We like to start with Iran because if you read the Tehran Times like I do, you always get to know the latest and greatest stuff coming out of Iran. So at the moment, Iran has a new accusation. They're accusing the Israelis of promoting homosexuality. Have you read about this, Mark?
I love it.
And what are your thoughts? They're spreading homosexuality all over the world, and they're saying that it's an ugly phenomenon, and that Israel's also responsible for other ugly phenomenons, such as feminism.
They sound like Tom Cruise.
Feminism.
They sound like Scientologists. According to the article, support for homosexuals who suffer from a mental illness that requires treatment and psychiatric drugs cannot be explained simply in terms of defense and human rights, since the extent of financial, political, and social support for homosexuals in the West is wholly incongruent with their percentage in the population. Of course, it isn't wholly incongruent with their percentage in the media, but that's besides the point. However, who's going to enforce this ban against homosexuality?
Listen, here's the question, Mark.
You sure about that?
The Iranians are saying that this spread of homosexuality is a part of the pursuit of the Zionists to dominate the world. How does spreading homosexuality help in world domination? That's what I want to understand. I want you to get into the minds of the Iranians and tell me how spreading homosexuality helps to dominate the world.
Well, if they spread it to Iran, there are less Iranians, which means we have a lower proportion of suicide bombers being born every day.
I see.
What do you mean homosexual? They'll come up with something else.
Now,
no matter what it is, it's the West's fault because they are unsuccessful. That's their problem. That's why they hate Jews. That's why they hate the West. It's because they're unsuccessful.
They also say that Tel Aviv is a gay paradise.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know.
Hey!
Can anyone confirm
I would
this?
say it would be Haifa.
Haifa, hi there.
Yeah, but why Tel Aviv?
I don't know. And they also say right here in California, the California school curriculum includes homosexuality because it's recommended by Jewish universities that it should be in the curriculum.
So, here's the interesting thing. Maybe not Tehran, but in Afghanistan, they make up songs about boys across the river. There's actually an Afghani Afghani folk song where the men sing about the boy across the river with the round butt, and they're talking about the promotion of homosexuality.
How do you know?
Give this man a bouncing bee. Let's hear it.
Because I read.
Sing the song.
Reading is a lost art in this country. I read.
Okay, so I know how to read.
But you don't read the same things I read.
Mark.
You don't read the Inquirer enough.
This is exciting. Sunda is actually talking during this segment. You don't get this very often.
I need a new piece of jewelry for my birthday.
Do your thing. Go for it.
Not this year.
All right, well, let's get out of Iran. Let's go to Europe because the EU did a study. They found out that anti-Semitism was growing in Europe. Then this is what the study found. The study found that 70% of the Polish people believe that Jews seek to benefit from their forebears' suffering.
All 10 of them.
And that Poland and Hungary...
They left after killing them off.
Poland and Hungary were at the top in terms of anti-Semitism rates. Portugal was a third. Germany was a close fourth.
Well... And how am I supposed to comment on that? Let's see. Poland,
I don't know.
3 million Jews gone.
Yeah.
The Polish stood by and watched. Hungary, well, the Hungarians were better during World War II. I don't know what happened. There must have been the influx of Russians.
And it's really the anti-Semitism is largely part of Europe's attitude towards Israel, is what they are.
But this is fascinating. Why Europe hates Israel?
Yeah.
I mean, why does Europe hate Israel?
Why?
It's amazing. I'll tell a little story.
Please.
When years ago I lived in New York, I had a friend who happened to have been an editor for Uhlen-Posten. And he was
Uhlen-Posten?
Uhlen-Posten is the largest paper in Jutland. And if
What's
you
Jutland?
Jutland is that portion of Denmark
Okay.
that was taken that the Germans stole, and then by Schleswig-Holstein. It's the mainland portion
Okay.
of Denmark. It's actually a little bit part of
Are
Germany.
you people writing this down?
Because he's smart.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
so not only that, this friend of mine happened to have been the editor who put the Muhammad cartoons in
say
Julian
that.
Posten. That
Okay.
why they're going to burn down Jewish Life Television? You're already on their list.
Okay.
There's nothing else you can do. You're top of the list. So he was the guy responsible for that. So he was disappointed when he was in the Palestinian territories and he was doing all this wonderful social work. Why they didn't appreciate him and why they had to hustle him out after he did the Muhammad cartoons. At the end of the day, let's look at it this way: he was always a virulent anti-Semite for no reason whatsoever. He had another friend. She was Austrian. I said to her, "The only thing you guys don't like about World War II is you lost. That's the only thing you regret. These people are born with it in their mother's milk. This is what they're taught.
It's genetic.
It's not genetic. You live
in
your
the milk.
life the way you're taught. It's education.
Like Mel Gibson, his dad taught him.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's
Right.
dad taught him. Mel Gibson could have been a convert.
Right. He
Right?
could have been a good guy.
He could have been a good guy.
A dad like that.
But his father's an asshole.
Mark!
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
And he was born in New Jersey, by the way.
His father or Mel?
Mel.
Really?
Mel's from New Jersey.
Anyway, we gotta go.
Okay?
America's sweetheart, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
Mark
you for being on
Zaffron.
the show. Say thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's
We'll
mad at me about the Chabad thing.
No, I'm
can't
not.
go
I'm
through
not. I'm not. I'm not. We'll be right